I don't really cry over spilled milk. Siguro pag umiyak ako mga 2 hours lang, pag galit, okay, tapos na yun, tatayo na ako, I'll look for another thing. Hindi ako stagnant kasi mabilis yung transition ko. Mabilis akong mag-isip. If it did not work this way, lagi akong may plan B. There's no room for quitting sa akin. Wala, never give up. Yun yung talagang ano ko. Lagi kong iniisip, kung hindi to para sa akin ngayon, baka bukas sa akin na to. Laging positive yung isip mo. Kasi positive, pag positive yung energy mo, it attracts positive din. Start the business right, dun ka tatagal. Yun yung lagi kong sinasabi. Pag-aralan mo muna. Hindi porket nag-success ako na nagma-market, magsasucess ka, gagayahin mo. No, it's not like that. You have to have the passion dun sa ginagawa mo. Kasi alam mo yung dreams, lahat naman tayo may pangarap eh. Pero paano mo ma-reach yung goal mo? You have to work.
Yes.
Start now. Kasi you don't wait for the opportunity. Make or create the opportunity.
Hello everyone, I'm Marga. Welcome back to Kabayan Tayo Blueprint, where we bring inspiring stories of the Filipinos around the world. Today we have a very special guest, one of the most successful organizers in Dubai's DSF Alriga Night Market, the only Filipino-owned that is approved by DTCM. Ms. Frel Villaflor, please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Hi everyone, my name is Frel Villaflor, the CEO and founder of GNM Event Management, the official organizer of DSF Alriga Night Market, the biggest, the grandest, and the busiest night market of its kind in the UAE, and the only market that is supported by DTCM in DERA. Apart from that, to add up lang po, this is the only market that is Filipino-owned.
Yes!
Kabayan tayo eh.
Proud Pinoy.
Yes.
Ms. Frel, thank you for your time. Yes, for allowing us to interview you in Kabayan Tayo Blueprint. Can I ask you to give a little bit of background about yourself? Tagasan po kayo sa Pilipinas? Where did you grow up? And when did you move to Dubai?
Taga Pampanga ako. I'm from Pampanga. And growing up, we are pretty comfortable naman. Dad is an OFW and mom is a businesswoman. Kaya siguro nagkaroon ako ng businesswoman sa dugo. Parang ganun. And I took up veterinary medicine in college, but unfortunately, it has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now. But, ano pa ba? Yeah. I was born to be a fighter, I guess. Yun.
What made you move to Dubai? And why Dubai? At kailan po yun?
I moved to Dubai way back in 2006. So I'm here for 19 years now. Why Dubai? Actually, I didn't do Dubai at first. Sabi lang ng mommy, gusto mo bang mag-abroad? I mean,
Super random.
so yeah, super random lang na thought na because dad was here before also.
dito, okay.
And just because of that, na gusto lang ni mommy na tignan ko si daddy dito noong mga panahon na yon. Tapos, siguro kinuha ko na rin yung chance to be independent kasi gusto ko rin talagang patunayan sa kanila na I can do it on my own. Kasi parang baby ka lagi sa bahay, growing up, wala kang alam gawin. Sabi ko, siguro kaya ko naman.
Yeah. And you said nga,
I wanted
comfortable
to prove
naman.
myself talaga.
Pero ever since your dad was here,
No, dad was in Libya. Lahat ng Middle East country, he's there talaga.
okay. So, ever since, growing up, OFW talaga yung dad mo.
Yes.
Hindi mo siya nakakasama much sa
No,
Pinas.
we get to see him every 3 months kasi he's working in Libya for 10 years. Tapos, every 3 months, umuwi siya.
That's nice.
Sa
At least, nakakasama mo pa rin both parents.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. You have siblings with you?
Yeah, I have 2 siblings. I'm the middle child.
Okay.
Oo. Meron akong kuya and yung sister.
Ikaw ba nagdala sa mga siblings mo dito?
Isa na lang
Or-
kasi yung brother ko passed away 5 years ago.
Sorry about
With
that.
mom.
Pero ikaw nagdala sa kanila dito?
Yes.
Aw.
Pati yung mga anak ko, they were born and raised here.
That's nice.
Also, yeah.
Dubai na talaga.
Dubai
home.
na talaga.
Home. Dubai.
Second home.
Ano pong work niyo sa Philippines bago kayo nag-Dubai?
Veterinarian.
Okay, so you practice after graduating for a while. Okay.
Pero on medicine naman, sa gamot. Instead of being the doctor, ako yung ng gamot.
That's nice. Okay, but moving into a new country is a big step, diba? So
Yes.
what was it like when you started? What are the adjustments that you had to do when you moved?
Well, a lot. A lot of adjustment. Kasi I was 21 nung nag-move ako dito. So young.
Very young, yeah.
And so self-centered. Wala kang alam sa mundo because I grew up comfortable. Hindi ako sanay dun sa mga...
Day-to-day chores and...
Oo, at saka yung bahay. That's the
yeah.
first.
So how was it when you transferred? Paano ang bahay setup dito?
Yun ang pinakamahirap talaga. Yung pagpasok ko, nakita ko yung mga bahay. You have to sleep with 6 other girls inside one room, parang mga ganun. And I'm not used to it kasi nasanay ako lang mag-isa. So yun yung pinakamahirap para sa akin.
Your dad was here, no?
Yeah, but he was here but I did not stay with him.
Ah, okay.
I stayed on my own kasi nga yun na yung
Yan,
chance
you
ko
wanted
na
to be independent.
kailangan ko na maging independent.
That's nice, no? That was a nice push. How did you feel na kailangan mo na maging independent?
Siguro dahil naiingit ako sa mga classmate ko noon na okay, they can go on their own, pupunta sila sa mga ganitong lugar, they live on a dormitory, mga ganon. Tapos ako kailangan akong sunduin, uuwi ako.
Yeah.
Parang very grade school ba? Hatid ka ng mga ganon. So parang gusto ko yun, yung ganong feeling na nagbabarkada sila, lumalabas sila. I never experienced that kasi. So sabi ko, chance ko na to.
Okay. So when you moved here, what was your first job? Or how was the process of you
Nung dumating
getting
ako
first
dito,
job?
after 2 days, nakakuha na agad ako ng trabaho. Dumating ako ng May 15, 2006. May 17, I started working already.
How did you...
It was not for me, I guess. Kasi sa sales siya, I salute those who are in sales talaga. Kasi napakahirap ng trabaho na nakatayo ka maghapon. So, yun yung una kong job na kinuha. Kasi ang advice sa akin, grab mo para sa visa, blah, blah, blah. So, green up ko. Kaya lang, I just don't feel like doing it talaga. So, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Standing 12 hours is really not for me. So, hindi ko siya masyadong tinapos. After less than a year, I resigned and look for another job sa office. So, yun. From there, nag-office ako as receptionist secretary and the rest is history.
Okay, as a newcomer in a fast-paced city, did you encounter any cultural or professional challenges and how did you manage them?
Work-wise, nung nasa office na ako, I didn't have much of the challenges siguro kasi madali ako mag-adapt eh. I can easily adjust to the environment I'm into. Kahit hindi, I'm not well-versed sa mga computers during that time because my course is way far from the office job, which is talagang parang zero na naman. I have to start again. So I studied again on my own through YouTube, mga ganun lang. So
Yeah.
I was not so much of the struggles sa work noong panahon na yun. Dahil nga siguro bata ka pa, madali ka pang matuto.
Yeah, that's
Kaya
true.
siguro
You were very
ganun.
young. You didn't think about venturing into your course when you got here?
I tried.
Ah,
I did
okay.
try. Once lang. But hindi kasi ako licensed veterinarian. So I cannot practice also here pag hindi ka licensed.
So after that, after being in an office, where did you stay in the office before being an entrepreneur? Or?
No, I stayed in that company for 5 years as a receptionist secretary. And I moved to another company in Media City. Operations manager na agad paglipat ko. Because I've gained enough experience already from the 5 years. Inaral ko lahat. Receptionist secretary ako, pero I do editing at sa media and advertising company.
Ah, okay.
So, I do editing. On my free time, I would study Photoshop, kung paano mag-edit and all these things. Then, nung nag-move ako, dala ko na yung skills na natutunan ko doon sa company. So, when I moved to another company, Antimano, nakaposisyon na operations manager. I eventually became the general manager of the company and yun na yun, nakaipon. Nakaipon ng pumuhunan.
That's nice. Did you ever think that your journey in Dubai would eventually lead you to being an entrepreneur? Did you originally, or did you have different plans? What was your plan when you started as an OFW?
Well, ever since naman, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Hindi siya nawala sa isip ko kasi nga, growing up, mom is a businesswoman. So, yun yung nakikita kong path na gagawin ko din kasi she's my idol. So, I wanted to be like mom. She's the boss. I wanted to be the boss. So, yung pagtatrabaho ko talaga, it was a stepping stone for me to save. Not to get a career on the certain field. No, for me to save and start.
Was there a specific moment that sparked your interest into the specific field that you are right now?
No. Specific moment. It's so funny, like, just the trivia on the thing. I'm not an organizer talaga. I did not started the business as an event organizer. I started as a restaurant owner. Way back in 2016, nag-start ako maging franchise ng isang famous brand, donut brand.
Okay.
And then, nag-join ako sa mga market. As a restaurant owner, I joined Global Village, yung mga ganon.
So this franchise, nag-ano ka ng mga food
But
markets
with a
of
different
this?
name. Yeah, that because of what happened before, pinalitan yung pangalan and yun na yung dinadala kong pangalan up until now. The Glazed Hub, yung donuts shop. So, nagjo-join ako sa Global Village, nagjo-join ako sa mga markets.
Okay, so, balik tayo sa employee. You started here what year again? Sorry.
2006.
2006. And then you started your first business 2016.
Yes.
So how was that transition? So you said you were a receptionist and then you were an ops manager. How did you know na eto na, magbe-business na ako? Mag-franchise na ako. So what
Okay.
sparked your time
Actually,
to be a businesswoman?
nung nag-join ako dun sa first company ko as a receptionist secretary, I never stopped doing feasibility studies. Kasi kapangpangan ako, I love cooking. So talagang ang gusto ko restaurant. So lagi akong gumagawa on my free time din ng feasibility studies. Pinag-aaralan ko, paano ba ako mag-start sa Dubai? Then tinanong ko yung amo ko, how much do I need to start a business in the UAE? And I was 21 during that time. Sabi niya sa akin, you need around 70,000 dirhams to start. So, yung sahod ko noon, 2,000. So, kinocompute ko, okay. So, taon to, bago ko maabot itong 70,000 na to talaga. So, I started saving, little by little. Kasi, you have to start.
Yes.
You have to start na mag-save ka na para makasisimula ka na. So, yung 70,000, mag-save ka ng 100, it became lesser every day. So, after 10 years, nung nararamdaman ko na okay, I had enough. I've saved enough already. I can start. So, I started looking for ways. Ano ba? Franchise muna? Or look for a place? Or what's the first thing? Go get a license? Mga ganon. So, inipon ko muna yung pera. Yun yung pinakauna. Start saving first. Don't start your business na inutang lang. Kasi kumikita yung utang mo, kumikita ka. At the same time, kumikita yung inutang mo.
Yes.
So, start ng savings talaga.
So the money that you saved made it your starting point ng business.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
nung nakita mo na okay, enough na to,
Enough
pwede
na
na,
to. This is
resign
it.
na. So did you resign right away?
No.
Okay.
It
So
took
how
me a year.
was that
It took me a
transition?
year pa bago mag-resign.
Nag-franchise ka na. So you were like working 2 jobs.
Yes. Sa morning, nasa office ako from 9 to 5. And then, didiretso na ako sa shop ko, which was in Satwa noon. So, hanggang 2 a.m.
Oh my God. As in talagang pag-run,
Oo.
walang...
Akala ng iba, pag negosyante ka, masarap yung buhay mo. Yes, it comes with a comfortable thing. Pero, yung pagod mo, mas doble. Diba? Kasi, as an employee, pag uwi mo galing office, 6
Done.
o'clock, that's it. But, pag may business ka, you barely sleep. Kasi kailangan mo isipin lahat. Oo.
Your franchise, sumasali ka sa mga
Markets.
diba? So how did the franchise turn into a business of your own?
Well, nung nagsara sila.
Okay.
Then, I
Naisip
was
mo na.
left alone. I hate failure. I can't fail. Hindi ako pwedeng bumalik sa mom at daddy na I had to close my shop kasi hindi ako nag-success. No.
Yeah. So how, yun
I
na
don't
lang.
have the face.
How did you rise again from that closure? So, syempre, your savings, you poured it out sa franchise na yun eh, and then nag-close sila. So, how did you start again with your own?
I rebrand the product. Okay, I rebrand the product. Tapos, that's the time I asked mom and dad for financial support kasi I had to spend again.
Yes,
Kasi nga
yeah.
nag-rebrand ako. So I had to ask for their help na sa pera. And they sent me some to restart again. Kasi ayokong magsara eh. I don't have the face na sabihin sa mami na, sa daddy at mami na magsasara na. After 3 months, hindi ako nag-success. So, I'd rather borrow from them instead na magsara.
Yes, yes,
So, kinapalan ko na lang talaga, mami, pautang, ganun.
So, that's good. Very supportive naman
Oh,
ng
yes,
family.
they are 100% supportive.
So had your own brand, you had your own restaurant. So how did that go into this events company right now, Night Market? So can you please tell us the story of how that ventured into?
Okay. Since nagjo-join nga ako ng mga night market, I joined night market, isang night market sa Burjuman back in 2019. If I'm not mistaken, that was before pandemic. Tapos nagsara. Suddenly, the night market closed after 2 weeks or 3 weeks na operation. And of course, as a restaurant owner, you can't just accept na nagsara.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, we want to know the reason why, and we weren't given the right reason bakit. And being the resilient and stubborn me, hindi ako papayag na sasabihin mo lang nagsara. No, you have to give me the reason why. Lagi akong why eh. Laging may bakit. So sabi ko, okay, if you don't wanna tell me why, I'll find out myself and I'll make my own market, but I'll make it better. So nasabi ko na siya, hindi ko na pwedeng bawiin. So sabi ko, I have to do this. So sabi, nag-aralan ko and I took my own license para sa market. And the rest is history. We started the market. Parang ganon.
So you did a lot of research.
A
and
lot
then,
of it.
how long did it take for you to start your own
Well,
from that closure?
The market closes in, I think, July. And I had my license September 2. So, July, barely 2 months.
Nice. That was really quick.
Yes, very fast. I don't really cried over spilled milk. Siguro pag umiyak ako mga 2 hours lang, pag galit, okay. Tapos na yun, tatayo na ako, I'll look for another thing. Hindi ako stagnant kasi mabilis yung transition ko. Mabilis akong mag-isip. If it did not work this way, lagi akong may plan B. Ganon siya.
Did you always want to do a business connected to the food industry?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's my passion talaga.
So that's why it started with a franchise, a
Yes.
food franchise.
Yes.
And then, yun na talagang...
I love cooking.
Did you think about venturing into like a different types of food or ganon? So,
Yeah, I have quite a few brand inside the night market now. We have burgers. I mean, it's burgers for me also. I have,
para kang may group of companies, ganon.
yeah, we have
Restaurant.
9 restaurants inside.
Did you, sorry to cut you, did you start with, okay, so donut, and then market agad, and then other rest
Yes.
types? Okay.
Sa ganun.
So can you share us how that went? How?
So, before kasi, when we started the night market, hindi ka pa, no one knows you, hindi ka pa kilala eh. No one trusts you. Especially during the closure ng mga markets. Tapos bigla kang sumulpot dyan na bagong organizer. Magtatayo ka ng market. Nagsarado nga yung nauna sa'yo eh. So, paano mo mapapatunayan yung sarili mo after closure?
Yes, exactly.
So, sabi ko, okay, since magluluto naman ako, because I love cooking and I can cook. Sabi ko, di pag hindi ko napuno ito ng vendors, I'll put up my own concept. So, for example, may bakanting isa and walang gustong kumuha na restaurant. Okay, I'll put up my own concept. This time, I'll do seafoods. So, tatayuan ko yun ng another restaurant na pangalan. For example, I'll have Ningnangan. So this restaurant will have seafoods. Ganon. So ganon. So pag may nababakante, kukunin ko 'yon, tatayuan ko ng concept ko.
Hindi ba mahirap kumuha ng license for so you had to basically magtayo ng bagong restaurant. Tama po ba?
No. Inside the market, since I already have the main restaurant, which is Clay's Hub, binabranch out ko siya.
Okay. You just have to have a legal
I just have to have the first legal restaurant. Tapos, i-branch out ko lang siya since nasa loob lang din ako ng market. So, ganun lang siya.
Galing. Okay. That's nice. Did you always have a passion for marketplaces or was this a new venture for you?
It was completely new. Yung passion ko siguro sa mga marketplace because of my business. Not because I want to sit or enjoy and relax. No, because I have a business and I want my business to be in a marketplace kasi yun yung pinakamabilis na i-introduce mo yung brand mo. Kasi crowded, madaing tao, so mabilis kang makikilala. And yung return of investment, mas mabilis.
Okay.
Kasi maliit yung gastos.
Okay. Night markets are often vibrant and community-centered. How did you decide on the concept of style in DSFL Riga Night Market?
Yung design namin every year nagbabago. So yearly umuwi ako sa Pilipinas every June. As soon as magsara yung night market, I'll stay in the Philippines for a few months, roaming around the area. Sometimes I'm in North for 15 days. Sometimes nasa South kami ng family for 15 days, looking around what's good in here na pwede nating dalhin sa Pilipinas. So, season 3, nagdala kami ng mga parol. Since I'm from Pampanga, so nagpa-cargo ako ng yung mga lantern just to showcase the Filipino culture na the owner is from Pampanga. That's why we have the lantern here from Pampanga. Ganon. This year naman, ang dinala namin, yung pool, yung parang billiard pero flat sila. So we have it there. Yung may pulbos-pulbos. Yes, we have that. And yung parang computer games sa Pilipinas way back in 90s yung ginagawa. Arcades, yes. We have 10 of that in the SFL Riga Night Market. So every year.
This is all for free. Free activities ba to for the people who
No, you just have to pay 5 dirhams and you can play for 30. Parang ganon.
Okay.
Dinuhulugan siya ng coins. Ganon siya. So yun yung parang
ganon ang mga pakulo nyo ngayon this year.
Yes. So, kailangan mong umuwi para makita mo kung ano yung bago. That makes us different if I may insert. That makes the SFL Riga Night Market different from other market. Kasi this is, as I've said, the only market that is Filipino-owned. So alam namin yung kiliti ng mga Filipino. Pagpasok mo, ramdam mo at home ka.
Yes. That's so true. Nag-attend ako last time. Aside sa puro Pilipino, yung mga nandun, it's like the feel of the whole place. It feels like you're in the Philippines.
Yes.
That's really nice. Are your employees all Filipino?
No.
Initially?
I have South African, I have Nigerian.
But in the very beginning?
All Filipinos.
Okay. So you started with all Filipinos and then nag-spread na lang.
Ngayon, nag-ano kami ng mga African kasi what we were thinking sa events, especially sa events, puro African yung mga staff namin. Because what we were thinking is, Filipino can easily find a job. Kahit saan, makakahanap ang Filipino. But these people, mahirap silang makahanap ng work. Because of yung mga racist,
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, if no one will take them, I'm taking them. So, lahat sila yun, yung mga staff namin.
That's nice. Ang saya ng nakakatulong ang kapwa Pilipino sa mga ibang lahi, especially being in a very diverse culture. So it's nice to just spread the Filipino, like, how do I say this? Yung pagkabayanihan natin.
Yes, exactly, diba?
Ang ganda. Saya. Naka-proud ko yung Pinoy. I think something like this from the ground up must be very tough.
Indeed.
So can you share some of the biggest challenges you faced early on?
The biggest talaga is the permit. Permit the system. License, we have the license already. Apart from the license, you have to get a permit from different government entities. Municipality, food. So, marami kaming permit, civil defense, and all these things. Yun yung pinakamahirap talaga, especially for us na Filipino. We don't speak Arabic. Mahirap minsan, you have to apply online. And you have to enter yung mga Arabic names, mga ganon. So that's very tough talaga. Permitting.
Did you need a local partner to start the business?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
We need
Just
one.
like the,
Yeah, we need
okay. And okay naman ang, how is it partnering with the,
Oh, he's one of the most amazing guy you could ever have. He's our strongest back support. Yeah, I couldn't imagine having the SF Alriga Night Market without him. Siya talaga.
ibang support ng from the country that you're
Oh.
doing your business
Yes.
at? Were there moments that you wanted to give up?
Never.
Because
Never.
you're very business oriented.
Yeah, and siguro there's no room for quitting sa akin. Wala, never give up. Yun yung talagang ano ko. Lagi kong iniisip, kung hindi to para sa akin ngayon, baka bukas sa akin na to. Laging positive yung isip mo. Kasi positive, pag positive yung energy mo, it attracts positive din.
Yeah,
Na
that's
ganun.
true. Dubai is known for its diversity. How have you incorporated that diversity into the DSF night market?
So yun nga, apart from yun nga, employing people from another walk of life, not just Filipino, we have a lot of iba-ibang pagkain. We don't just offer Filipino food doon. Meron kaming mga Thai food, we have Korean, Mexican, meron kaming Arabic food. So the market basically is open for everyone. It's not just for Filipino.
Is it difficult to get vendors? Like before, kasi when you started,
It's difficult.
yeah. So how did you start as looking for vendors and filling up the night market?
No.
What were the challenges that you faced in filling up the market?
Oh, during our first season, it was really hard. Kasi nga, wala ka pang napapatunayan. Hindi ka pa kilala. So, yung mga support ng mga friends na into the business with us, nung Blaze pa ako. Pero ngayon, yung vendors, hindi na eh. Hindi na siya mahirap hanapin ngayon for us.
Yeah, kasi ano na kayo,
We have,
very
I think
well known.
we have the strongest support ng vendors. We have the strongest vendor community sa lahat ng night market. Upon closing the night market, 80% is already booked from the existing vendors.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's
you
never-
had to reject a couple of vendors.
A lot
Ah.
of them. A lot. Especially on food.
So you have been doing this for 5 years, correct?
Yes.
So what are the current challenges that you continuously face?
Well, this year is a bit frustrating para sa akin and struggle talaga siya this year compared to other year kasi napakadaming night market ngayon. There will be night market here and there. Sa tabi namin, sa likod namin, sa harap namin, napalibutan na talaga kami ng night market. And ang dami na rin nagtitinda ng food. So, yung mga vendors namin, naapektuhan din. And being the head, para akong inahin eh. Para akong yung nanay, yung manok na mami, tas meron kang mga inakay.
Yeah.
You have to protect your inakay. Parang ganun yung
Oo,
feeling
yes,
ko
of
na ako
course,
yung
yeah.
mami ng lahat ng vendors and I have to protect them by all means as much as I can. Parang ganun. So, ang hirap lang na, paano ano ba gagawin ko? Nandito na lahat ng night market. Parang
Yeah.
ganun.
So that's your current challenge now.
Yeah.
How are you managing this challenge?
Well, lahat naman tayo kailangang mabuhay. Lahat tayo gustong mabuhay. So, as much as we want to do business, they also want to do business. So, ang pinaka ginagawa na lang namin is to yung entertainment. To put entertainment from time to time. Iba-ibang drama, iba-ibang pakulo, mga ganun. And to keep yung quality ng pagkain namin. That's one also. Ganun.
Okay. You just have to think of something new.
Oo, from time to time.
What skills or qualities do you think are the most important for anyone wanting to organize something on this scale? Kasi big event na siya. So, anong skills ang feeling mo ang pinaka-important na meron ka?
Yung resilience, yung pagiging resilient siguro. And quality siguro, yung integrity mo sa tao. Yung credibility mo as a tao. Siguro yun yung pinaka-importante. Yung salita mo pa lang, papaniwalaan na nila. Yun yung in this kind of business. Kasi it's not like restaurant na pag tinayo mo si restaurant, ayan na yun. No. Dito kasi we have to collect payment upfront. Even before starting the market, you have to pay me 2 months advance. So, kailangan credible ka para maglabas ng pera yung tao. So, yun siguro yung pinakamagandang quality. Huwag mong sisirain yung tiwala ng tao sa'yo. Yun yung...
Especially you're working with different companies, different people.
And you are dealing with business
Yes.
owners also. Like you, they are also smart and very keen sa paglalabas ng
Yeah.
pera. So, once they trusted you, keep that trust.
How do you manage that certain pressure? Like, kasi syempre, you're all business owners. And hindi ka ba na-intimidate? Or how do you manage the people that are, for example, long-time business owners na rin, as you've said?
I think they get intimidated by me. It's the other way around. Kasi parang ang sungit-sungit ko daw. Hindi. So I think it's the other way around. Kasi I always have the rules of the market,
Okay.
which you have to follow. If you can't follow my rules, leave. Yun yung lagi kong sinasabi.
Yeah, that's why you said important
Oo,
your
so,
integrity.
importante yung may salita ka na by all means, the door is open, just leave. Ganon kasi yung sinimulan ko.
Yeah.
Kaya parang nakasanayan na rin ng lahat na kilala nila na, okay, mahirap pumasok dyan. Okay, yung night market na yan, very strict.
May certain standard ka.
Yeah, may standard kami na sinusunod. And if you can't follow, then we don't need one.
Yeah. For anyone watching who dreams of building something like this, what advice would you give?
Ayun nga, start the business right. Always start with the proper documents. At least, kung hindi mo man magawa on your first year, try to do it as early as you can. Start the business right, dun ka tatagal. Yun yung lagi kong sinasabi. Pag-aralan mo muna. Hindi porket nag-success ako na nagma-market, magsasuccess ka, gagayahin mo. No, it's not like that. You have to have the passion dun sa ginagawa mo. So, pag-aralan mo muna lahat, gather enough knowledge and fans bago ka mag-start, and start it ng diretso lang.
That's nice, no? Gather enough knowledge and funds, period. Then go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ganon.
That's a very good lesson. Parang, kailangan ko pa ng knowledge and funds, both. Sarap.
Kung may fund ka nga, wala ka naman ding alam,
Yeah.
it will lead you nowhere.
Yeah.
Kasi
Kailangan mo
lalakohin ka lang
sustain.
din ng mga tao sa paligid mo. Kung may knowledge ka naman, wala ka namang fund, again, how will you start?
That's
so,
true.
combination of both, I think is the best.
What is your biggest lesson sa journey na to?
Trust no one. Trust no one. Mahirap akong magtiwala. Kasi this business, ngayon kakampi mo, bukas kalaban mo na. Ngayon kausap mo, bukas may night market na rin siya. So parang ganun, trust
Yeah.
no one. Be kind to everyone, but you have to have the limit then. Ganun.
Thank you. What's next for you and DSF Auriga Night Market? Any big plans on the horizon?
Yeah, indeed. We never stop thinking about what's next naman. Design-wise, every week nagpapalit kami. So pag nakikita ko na it doesn't work this way, we have to do something else. Parang laging ganun. Every day yung business partner ko, who is also a Filipino, every day magsisit kami dyan sa office for 1-2 hours brainstorming. Okay, naggawa si ganito, naggawa yung kabilang market ng ganito. What can we do? Parang ganun, okay, this other market will have this. Anong gagawin natin para basagin? Lagi kaming ganun. Oo,
So, lagi kayong nag-check ng competitors yun na.
sabi nga nila, keep your friend close, but
and-
your enemy closer. So, ganon.
So that helps in thinking about the next steps.
Yes.
Okay. So long-term wise, in the next coming years, what are your plans for, let's say, GNM Events Management? Are there
Sana,
any plans for there,
yeah.
or only the DSF Auriga Night Market, or?
Since we are the only market that is supported by DTCM, we would like to expand din sa mga ibang lugar. For example, in Burjuman or somewhere in Albarcia na susuportahan din ng DSF ng government. So, kung sakaling mag-expand man, we will still go by the name DSF. For example, DSF Burjuman.
Yeah, para
Ganun pa din siya.
branding.
So, yun yung goal namin for the past years. Kaya lang nga, it's quite tough permit-wise. Kaya hindi kami tumutuloy. So, but again, hindi naman siya, it doesn't stop there. We will always have something new every year to look forward to.
Where do you see this market in 5 years?
In 5 years, we will be a decade already.
Yeah.
And we will
my gosh,
still
yeah.
be the OG of all night markets. It will still remain the same. OG pa rin.
Ang night market pala, every winter lang.
Yes, we open from October until May.
So what do you do if it's not?
If we're not open, I usually go to Philippines.
Yun lang talaga. So your main focus is really this market. And it sustains you naman for the whole year.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have restaurants din.
Yeah.
Yung mga restaurants. So, yun. Naiiwanan ko naman yung mga staff ko kasi they are also cream of the crop. Yung mga staff ko naman are all trusted and they have been with me for 5 years na almost. So, I go and relax and they will just send me the sales.
Before sabi mo, di ba, you love cooking. So when it
Yes.
was starting, you would actually cook?
I cook. I cook. Yeah.
As in-
Trivia lang, lahat ng recipe ng mga tindahan ko are all from me. So ako yung gagawa ng initial na recipe, ipapasa ko sa chef
Sa
ko.
chef.
Ganon. With all the grammature. Pati yung asin ko may sukat. That's how...
Grabe.
Usi kasi ako masyado. Oo.
As in, ikaw talaga yung from experience na ikaw yung gumagawa, tas ikaw na ngayon yung nag-manage ng ano.
Kaya actually, yun yung lagi ko sinasabi, know the product. No.
Yeah, as in knowledge talaga, yes.
Oo. Para kahit sinong umalis sa mga staff mo, you can still continue your business because you are the main recipe holder. For example, for restaurant.
Yes.
Pag umalis yung chef mo, kung hindi mo alam yung pagkain, paano ka? Diba? So, know your business. Ganon.
Ang galing.
Lahat ng recipe. Kaya ko lahat, noong few years ago, 2 years back, pag kulang yung staff, ako yung finifill in ko yon. So, kung wala yung nagluluto ng bibingka.
Very hands-on ka pa din.
Yes. Kung wala yung nagluluto ng bibingka, magfifill in ako yung magluluto. Ganon. Kung wala yung kahera, ako magkakaha.
Ang galing.
Naggaganon ako noon. Ngayon, hindi na.
Oo.
Iba kasi,
Nakaka-relax ka na ngayon, no? How long did it take for you to actually relax? Na how long did it take for you to actually say na, okay, this is self-sustaining. I can push back and watch the business flow.
it was in season 3. So, that was 2-3 years back.
It's quick, ha?
Season 3, hindi. Season 2 kasi I remember sumasampa pa ako. Sumasampa means duty pa ako, naka-uniform pa ako ng restaurant ko. Ka-hairnet ka. Yeah, as normal employee. Tapos, season 3, sabi ko dun sa business partner ko who also owns a couple of restaurants inside the Asafal Night Market. Sabi ko sa kanya, I think it will be better for us na hindi na sumampa. Kasi we are the organizer. And ang pangit pag may nag-i-inspire na haharap tayo na naka-uniform naman tayo ng restaurant natin. So, to stay focused din sa pagiging organizer, let's not work na on our own restaurant. So, that was in season 3. So, 3 years na. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, turning 3 years na.
Ang galing. Very inspiring naman. What is your message to your younger self? Do you wanna, meron ka bang gustong baguhin? Or meron ka bang gustong sabihin sa younger self mo? Or gano'n?
Ayoko kasi ng regrets So, wala naman. Wala naman siguro. Sana pala naging chef ako. I mean, yung mga nangyari, yun yung sa akin it molds me into who I am right now. So, pero given the chance siguro, if I could turn back, gusto ko maging chef talaga. Oo, it's what I really love to do. Yung
So you
cooking.
cook until now?
A lot. Oh yeah, by the way, yung staff meal ng mga staff ko, I have around 42 staff. I cook for them every day, staff meal. Ako nagluluto sa mga staff ng kakainin nila. Every day. So I will go to the palengke. Nare-relax ako doon. I'll go to
Personal
the
touch talaga.
yes, to supermarket. And what we eat, they eat the same food. So pag nagluto ako ng food namin for the family, that includes the staff meal. So mamamalengke ako ng mga 10 kilos na meat, ganun. So everyday para ako may handaan. I cook every day, lunchtime.
That's nice.
By the way, just a trivia, ako din yung I'm the first na naglabas ng bibingka and puto bongbong in the UAE. Way back in 2017, I had it approved from the Dubai municipality.
Thank you po sa inyo.
Talaga
Dahil
pala.
ano.
Oo, ako talaga yun, B.
Thank you so much.
It was me who introduced bibingka and puto bongbong in the UAE.
Dahil lahat tayo yun ang kinikrave natin lalo pag Pasko
during
dahil
Christmas siya. It was back in 2017.
pinilahan din talaga yan. Bam!
Massive. 3 hours waiting just to have one.
Yeah,
Ganon.
iba.
Massive. Up until now, ganun pa din siya. The crowd's still the same pa rin.
Madam, may message po ba kayo sa mga, let's say, who are struggling right now, mababa pa rin sweldo like you were before, let's say, 2,000 yung sahod nila, but they have a dream. Ano yung
Yeah.
message mo sa kanila?
We tend to forget kung ano yung needs at saka yung wants natin. So sometimes, akala mo needs mo pa siya pero wants na pala siya. Don't spend beyond your means. Don't spend, I don't believe dun sa mga utang-utang. I don't like that. Kahit kung wala kang pambiling phone, huwag ka munang bumili kesa utangin mo. Parang ganun. Parang ganun yung don't spend beyond your means. And also, save before spending. Not spend, then save. What I'm trying to say here is, save ka muna and spend what's left after you save. Not spend and save what is left. Ganun. Yun yung save. Always have an emergency fund with you. May emergency fund ka lagi. Kasi as an OFW, now we are OFW, we are earning on a monthly basis. Tapos, pagsasaktuhin mo lang yung sahod mo. On your retirement, how do you see yourself? Pag nag-retire ka na, you will focus mainly on the gratuity na nakuha mo sa company, which will not even sustain you for years. Diba? Dapat, as early as now, you are saving for yourself pagtanda mo. Diba? Ako ganun yung thinking ko. At least I'm saving now for my kids because I don't want them to experience a single day of their life feeling uncomfortable.
Mhm.
So, I'm saving for them from now. Mo yung dreams, lahat naman tayo may pangarap eh.
Mm.
Pero paano mo ma-reach yung goal mo? You have to work.
Yes.
Start now. Don't wait for the opportunity. Make or create
Yeah,
the
create an
opportunity.
opportunity.
Parang ganun yung lagi kong thinking lang.
Start at magtabi.
Oo, savings, the best talaga. Ang hirap kasi nung kailangan mo, wala kang mabubunot.
True. Sobrang totoo.
Mm-mm.
Mas ang hirap
At
kasi.
yun yung problema ng halos.
Yes.
Karamihan sa atin dito. Kahit maliit yung sahod mo, pwede ka naman talaga mag-ipon eh. Yung minsan sasabihin nila, malaki lang yung sahod niyan, kaya niya sinasabing nakakaipon siya. No, I started at 2,000 lang din. Nung panahon
Galing
na yun.
nakaka-inspire.
Ipon-ipon. Kastador ako, super. Pero may bracket lang.
Mm-mm.
Oo. I spend on nice things, pero not to buy na hindi nakasale. Ano ba yan, mga ganon?
Yes, of course.
Diba?
Yeah. We love a sale.
Sale pa rin talaga. Pero pag gustong-gusto mo na siya, sige na lang kahit hindi na, pikit mo tayo.
True. Minsan ganun, which is wrong.
Oo, wrong
Diba?
yun. Oo, pero
Gosh.
kung ano naman, may extra naman.
Oo. Kung kaya, yun nga eh.
And giver
Yeah.
ako. Mahilig ako magregalo. Ganon. For others, not for myself.
That's nice.
Oo, ganun siya.
Thank you, Miss Fred.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Freya, for sharing your journey with us. Your story is such an inspiration, not only to inspiring entrepreneurs, but also for anyone that wants to bring people together. Friends, if ever you're in Dubai this winter season, don't miss DSF Al Riga Night Market. It's more than just a market, it's a community. Before we wrap up, I'd like to give a huge thank you to our venue today, Best Western Premier M4 Hotel. They have been so generous in hosting us in this beautiful place. If you're looking for a place to hold an event or a simple staycation, I highly recommend this place. They offer good amenities, comfortable rooms, and warm, welcoming environment that will suit your needs, may it be business or pleasure. So if you're an OFW looking for a staycation or simply visiting Dubai, don't forget to check out Best Western Premier M4 Hotel. And that wraps up our conversation with Miss Frel Villamor. Her story from being an OFW to building DSFL Riga Night Market here in Dubai is a true testament of strength and resilience of the Filipino spirit. And to our viewers, we hope this story inspired you to chase your dreams wherever you are. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss more inspiring stories from Filipinos all over the world. Until next time, wag po natin kakalimutan what we think we become.